Guys, always a great day when you open the mailbox and you get a check from Troma. People say Troma doesn't pay anything. I bet you we got a whole $1. Never believe it. That's crazy. Whole $13. That is really special. So our revenue is for the Trek, which is on Troma Now. And it made a whole $26, and that our share is $13.31. That is just always a pleasant residual surprise. Hey guys, it's Tom Devlin. We are starting our day here on Tales from the Vault, and we're talking about Blade the Iron Cross. And yeah, you'll have to check out that episode. If you're not already watching Tales from the Vault, it's also here on Monster Museum Network. Usually drops on Fridays, and we're going to get our day started. We start early because these guys are headed to Knott's Berry Farm.
Yes.
So,
Yay.
Let's go. All right, I'm running into Harbor Freight here. Got to pick up some tools for the build. So we're getting the first container tomorrow. First thing I'm going to have to do is cut holes, doors and stuff, so before the second container comes. So let's go. So I usually get these $16 angle grinders and burn them up, but I think we need something a little heftier for this, which is going to either be this Bauer 4.5 or the Hercules. Hercules! We'll do Hercules. It's been 4 days since I did my last donation of Plan 10 Pictures movies. We're gonna go see if they're on the shelf yet. This cool Coke, it's a Bluetooth speaker. It's a Coke can. That's fun. Complete strikeout, guys. Complete strikeout. The movies are not on the shelf. It's been 4 days. I think they're not getting put in this store because I check every day, and I can't imagine somebody would have bought the whole lot of them, you know what I mean? So, new plan. My plan is to bring them in here and put them on the shelf myself. But the problem is at Goodwill, you cannot sell something that doesn't have a price tag. So I will need to buy a movie and recreate the price tags, put the price tag on the movie, and reverse shoplift. Put it right on the shelf so people can purchase our movies. There's this really cool Flash Gordon tin can. This is $6.99. I would want to buy this to steal the sticker, but I can't because it's not priced the same. It says DVD $6.99 because it's 2, but all these Blu-rays are $4.99. It says Blu-ray, so it has to say Blu-ray. $4.99. So, oh, what do we have here? Ninja Turtles. I already have this. I don't want to buy one I already have. I don't know that I have Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen. Is that our best bet here? What Godzilla is this? Oh, my son loves Godzilla. Let's go Godzilla. Yeah, that case worse for wear. What is the Shack? Movies about the Shack. Which one? Which one? I'm gonna go Godzilla. Go Godzilla. just finished at the Goodwill and I'm getting my favorite food. Got to Thai. We're here at UNLV to watch my daughter sing in her choir festival, and her friends are waving at us, but she's not because she's super embarrassed. So that's what we're doing, playing paparazzi.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Clark County School District Advanced Choir Festival.
All right, so we have been running around like crazy today, but now I'm going to go settle in with my buddy Walid and Doozer, and we're going to start designing what these containers' final look will be. We have a rough look, but we're going for the final look right now.
What are you doing? Are you recording this?
Yeah.
Don't record me when I'm cursing.
Well, I'll cut it out. I have a clean channel. So this is our container. That's one of them right there. So this is our room one. When you enter into the attraction, there'll be these shelves with memorabilia. There'll be these windows that will have video screens within them, and then you'll walk into this door over here. Turn in if you can see the door. All right, well, there we go. There it is. So then we'll go through that door, and that will lead us into the vampire room right here. So that's vampire room. Can you see that? That's it. So yeah, then it'll go from that doorway right into the vampire room, which is right here. And these window banks will be LED screens that will have a ton of info, and there'll be characters in there. It's going to be really cool. And then you'll go right out that door. So today we are getting started on the final design phase of the House of Monsters, which is the attraction that we are building. For the next 2 months, we're going to be working harder than we've ever worked, pulled together a really great team, and we are going to have day shift and night shift. And, I've told a lot of people in the last week, I'm a huge fan of Smokey and the Bandit. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. We're going to do what they say can't be done. It's kind of my motto at Plan 10 Pictures when we're making our little movies. But this is a full-blown attraction that needs to be people ready in just about 2 months. It opens at the end of May. And so, yeah, we're going to do this in record-breaking time. But what I can say is this is like totally the childhood dream. I was thinking about it last night. Many, many years ago, I was the keynote speaker at a convention called the West Coast Haunt Convention. This was right after I was involved with Face Off. And people were like booking me at conventions and shows and stuff to talk about my experience. And I went to the West Coast Haunt Convention. Man, this is in like 2010 maybe, or I'm not sure of the exact year, but like right when I came off of Face Off. And I hadn't worked in the haunted attraction industry much at that point. I was making Halloween masks and front of the face Halloween masks, but I hadn't designed and built haunts yet. I've done some yard haunts, and I would do these big Halloween parties. So I get to the West Coast Haunt Convention, and I had to talk to them about haunted attractions. Well, other than selling haunted attractions masks, I just didn't have that experience. So I drew back to the first time I ever built a commercial haunted house. And I shared my experience with that room. And this is, like I said, many years ago. So if anybody out there is listening that was there, I'm going to kind of revisit that story. My first commercial haunted attraction, I was 11 years old. I lived in a place called Fox and Woods in Orchid, California, right? Santa Maria was our main town. Santa Maria, California. I was 11 years old. I was probably in fifth grade. I left Santa Maria in fifth grade. So this is October. I was probably in fourth or fifth grade. And I turned my entire house, my home that I lived in, into a haunted attraction. And the funny thing is the house I live in today is a very similar setup as that house. But like you went into the foyer and living room was over here and the kitchen was over there. And then you go down the hallway to the bedrooms. And I turned the whole house into a haunted house using sheets as walls and trash bags and stuff like that. And then you would go down the hall into my bedroom. And I'll never forget, like I had this closet door that burst open and there was a haunt actor in there. And then my friend Blake Peterson was on the bed and in all white with blood stains and black sweatpants. And he had a neon pink hockey mask on. And he would sit up. And his brother, who was like the tour guide, Scotty Peterson, he's a little kid. He had to be like 8. He would say, "This is Jason's death." And, you know, we were little kids, but I charged $5 a head to go through the haunted house, and I made a bunch of money, and I bought a Veriflex skateboard. So my parents got home halfway through me running the kids in the neighborhood through the haunt, and my mom got really pissed off, and it was hysterical because, like, that was my first taste of, like, scaring people, and I always loved Halloween and costumes and stuff. I remember I was in that closet. I would burst out as the Grim Reaper. I had a sickle I made out of tinfoil and a broomstick and a cool skull mask. And I was wearing real chains, so I would clank them on the door and I would slam open. But that was like my first experience of making money scaring people. And I think that's stuck. I think it's part of my life. So to jump ahead and running my own haunted attraction now for 9 years, and it's successful and we're doing really good with it. And we're building it bigger and better every year. And then to be commissioned by an amusement park. I've made masks for every amusement park. Tons of Six Flags parks, tons of Cedar Fair parks, independently owned parks. I've made Halloween masks for a million haunted attractions. But to get to build the walls and the decor and the gags, this isn't a typical haunted house either. This isn't anything that I believe has been done before. This is a micro monster museum interactive experience. So a little bit escape room, a little bit haunted house, a lot of education and knowledge to be gained from your 16-minute experience, but it is a timed experience. And it's one of those situations where it's like you can't categorize it. This isn't a haunted house. This is an amusement attraction, and it's meant for the general public, whether they're huge monster fans or they're completely new to it. Much like Tom Devlin's Monster Museum, it should be fun for everybody of all ages and of all levels of fandom. But for those people that love roadside attractions, love old vintage theme parks, if you guys, when I follow along this journey, because we are going to build something that is like, it belongs at Coney Island, you know what I mean? It belongs on the Jersey Shore. It belongs at the old pier up in San Jose. That's what we're building. And it is going to live in the Midwest. I'm not going to divulge what park yet. I know I accidentally slipped a couple videos ago, so if you're a sleuth, you can figure it out. But it's going to be an amazing time. There's a 100-year anniversary being put together with the release of our attraction. This has been a long time in the works. Me and my good buddy Butch Patrick are doing this together. He is my partner, and then we have a great team that is pulling it all together. And we've got about 2 months to pull off what most would say can't be done. And I want you guys to follow the journey and check out what we're doing. check in every day or once a week and see how far we've come. But tomorrow the containers show up and the adventure begins. Tonight we're going to pull together the final design, so we have the blueprints to work from, and we've edited just a little bit of our previous model, and just making it, dialing it in that much. And then the fun part's going to be building the monsters and building the effects and the props and the there's going to be a lot of illusions and video elements and stuff like that. So getting that stuff together is going to be super fun, but just doing it right, doing it so it can have the flow of 100,000 people a year without falling apart. That's what we're setting out to do, and we might see some familiar monsters within the attraction. I mean, you can see all these molds behind me. I always say, I'll never run these again. Why do I hold on to them? Because of today, because we're going to need to fill up this attraction, and we've got a ton of molds. We're going to make some new stuff. It's going to be a ton of fun. Come along on this journey, and if you're watching the daily videos, this is going to consume the next 2 months. And then directly after, we go into production on Return to Shadow Valley, which is the zombie movie I plan on making. I'm still doing Tales from the Vault once a week, and we're still doing Monster Mondays once a week. But this is like, we will be working on this attraction for the next 2 months. And I can't wait for you guys to all tune in and see what we're doing. Here's one more good look at the first container of our attraction. So we have our first room, which would be our introductory room right there. And then you'll move into the vampire room. From the vampire room, you'll go into a werewolf room. And then from the werewolf room, we go into our Frankenstein's laboratory. And that's kind of like the first act, right? And then we're going to turn our way and we get into, there'll be a zombie room and a mummy room. There'll be a cryptozoology room. And then the last room will be our exit strategy. You completed the monster house. So thanks you guys for taking this ride with us. It's going to be super fun. And Chris is going to keep designing. I'm going to go take the kid to some Pinewood Derby action, and then I'll be back tonight to keep working on this. But like I said, until then, I'll see you tomorrow. How are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good. How are you, sir? What's up, man? No bodies this time, though, right?
Well, we cleaned it out.
Okay, good. One time he pulled up in a minivan and there was just a cadaver on the floor.
Where do you want it?
I'm just going to put it actually on top of this drywall.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
That is the last use.
Oh, it will live on forever.
It's starting to crack.
Yeah, I see that. This one will stay indoors too. I know exactly where that's going.
Right.
That's awesome, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.